Hello, Mandela Effect community. This video is going to be about the card that you see right here called Rewriting History. And it was made by a fellow by the name of Steve Jackson in 1996. Many of these cards have plans for the future. A lot of them, I'm sure, I'm not going to go into all of them, but there's many of them that have already come to pass. However, for the sake of time, I won't go into it. I'll just tell you about this particular card. The things that I want to cover here in this card, I'll show you right here. The things that I want to cover is this shape here in the back, over where it says Ministry of Truth and backwards. The book Rome, which is left out of the waste paper basket, and it sticks out like a sore thumb, you see here. We don't know what this book is. The waste paper basket being the shape it is, well, not so much the shape, but the grid pattern. Okay, that's going to be very important. Also, I haven't confirmed it yet, but I may do a part 2 to this video. I probably will, because I want to confirm it 100%, but I'm 90% sure that this says Living Bible right here. I know this says living, and I know that this has got to be a D or a B. That's why I'm not calling it yet. I'm just saying it's 90% chance that it is, from what I can see here. If I had the actual card, I can actually do some more investigating and see if I could read it. But I'm sure that's done on purpose, because that's the way these individuals operate. They leave everything into speculation, and they always keep you guessing. They play mind games with you. So that's how they work. To my knowledge, I don't know if this has ever been covered before. I haven't seen anybody cover this on the entire internet, so that's why I'm doing it. That's what this channel's all about. I try to get things that nobody else has covered already. The things that have been covered already, I like to elaborate a little further on it. So anyway, with that said, here's the thing. You got the book of Rome, okay? The book Rome here, all right? That sticks out. Now, Rome was not a world power. It was a regional power back at that time. However, I'm sure back in those days, they saw themselves as a world power. But Rome, ancient Rome, would be more the equivalent of what Russia would be, or like China is to the east. I mean, they're a regional power. But the most important thing I want to point out here is that Rome was in power when Jesus came to the earth. God chose this time to come into the world when the Roman Empire was in effect, in full effect, and taking over everywhere, and they had full control. So this is, I believe, is a clue why they're leaving this out. The Roman Empire, of course, Pontius Pilate made a very big, impression. And, I mean, I don't know the right word I'm looking for, but I mean, Rome is a staple in the whole prophecy. Jesus coming to the earth, died, rose again, and the whole story, the history of the Bible. There's even a whole book of Romans. So I really think that's a clue, okay? Because leaving this out, they didn't just leave this out by chance, okay? So it means that they wanted everybody to see that this is important, why they left that out. And I believe that it's a direct correlation to the Bible, Jesus' time, and what's going on. So, because if not, they could have easily put China here, the history of China or the history of India, which of course is thousands of years old. Okay, but they did not. They put history of the world up here on top. That's the first thing. The second thing is this shape right here, okay, that I want to get into. If you notice, and I'm going to show a few minutes, this is the exact shape of a guillotine blade, okay? That really means a lot, okay, also, because I believe that what they're telling us is that they're axing the Bible. It's kind of a way, it's a double meaning. In order to have Christians to not have a leg to stand on, they're not going to have a Bible to anymore to tell people the truth, because they're changing it. And so in the future, and even now, when you start quoting some scriptures, I mean, the Bible now has unicorns in it. It's got the word ferry boat. It's got fellow servant as one word. You know, fellow servant. You know, it's fellow servant, okay? They connect words that shouldn't be connected. They separate words that should be separated. There's even alway in there with no S. We're talking about 100-year-old King James Bible, okay? And they're all the same, okay? They found one. There's been one that's been reported so far, okay? That's got the old wineskins verse in it. That doesn't have bottles, okay? But anyway, I think this is a pretty big, here's the clue right here. And here's what ties it all together. This is a graphic of how they demonstrate in science of a wormhole. It's a grid. Anything look familiar, you guys? Because it certainly does to me. They did that for a reason. Nobody's going to tell me they didn't do that on purpose. Why didn't they could have put red and black, the colors that they love. They could have made it solid. I don't see any waste paper baskets that look like that. I haven't. I'm sure that there are a few, but 99.9% of them do not look like that. See, here's some more illustrations I could show you. See, all grids. Here's the grid here turning in a circular motion to show you how they're moving us into an alternate dimension. Same thing with this. There's a guillotine blade. And as you can see, here's another one from the old days, depiction. Here's another one. This is probably the ones that's going to be used, this type, because I've seen it. They have they're all set up, by the way. They're all underground. They have 30,000 guillotines ready to roll. I mean, they're not playing around, okay? This is all being fulfilled. Here's an old one. This is an actual artifact from the old days. And as you can see, it's a perfect match. They did that on purpose. I mean, it even goes through, I mean, you could even see it's cutting up here, up into the door frame here. So, we've got them admitting pretty much that quantum computers are changing the Bible. They're changing history. And I think that's what they're telling us right here. Some can disagree. Some agree. whatever. I'm leaving that up to you guys, but all I could say is this is exactly what I see. And I really don't know how anybody with a clear thinking, using abstract reasoning, looking at this in a logical manner, knowing how the Illuminati operates, can come to any other conclusion. Because it's all right here. And I'll leave you with this. I'm going to try my hardest to find out if this really does, if I know it says living, but I'm pretty sure that that is a B, an I, and almost another B here. But it's so smeared that I can't even read it. And like I said, I think that's on purpose. But if I find out and I can prove it, what the letters are, I'll make another video. But as of right now, there are, I'm sure many of you heard of the Living Bible. So there you go. I'm not trying to tie anything that shouldn't be tied. I'm just telling you what I see here. Okay? You guys have a good evening or a good morning whenever you're viewing this. And I will talk to you next time. God bless.